Alright, so we're back. Finished up the hole in the last one. So we've got this all done. And now we're going to be working on the back part here, where all the engine is, where we're going to be doing 4 of these engine parts, which is going to be great fun. But to start off, we've just got 3 big pieces here to put together. It looks like basically the back. Let's see. It's gonna, where's that gonna go? Yeah, go there. There we go. Okay, just a little off. And then this just pops in the back here. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, that hangs down. This was a little difficult to snip out, but not too bad. Oh yeah, these were nasty here. You can come back with the snips and just snip that big piece off. Don't scratch yourself with it. Yeah, nothing going on there. And then 2 big pieces around the sides here. And yeah, then the cones go on. Then put them on there, and then it looks like we're done. And then we go into the laser cannons. So I'll get these cleaned off and see if I can find anything weird going on. Okay, so there's like the bottom. It'll connect to these pipes. So, alrighty, we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back here. Got the hull done. There was just these 3 pieces, and I added in the 2 like side exhaust stacks, I guess. These are on the 1 piece. It's 1 piece, this is 1 piece, and then this is 1 piece. It all went together pretty easy. Just letting that stuff glue up right now. Nothing really, no tricks or anything to this. It's pretty basic, forward, easy to do. So set those aside. Now the stacks themselves, there's 2 on the E sprue, 2 here, 2 here, and then 2 on the C sprue. So now these, you're going to want to be careful snipping these out because of how they're positioned on the sprue. Like for example here, 16 looks like, yeah, you want to flip it up like this for 16. But then you want to be careful because like this connector's on like a ridge. So you want to make sure you're not going all the way down and then, like snipping off the ridge here. You want to make sure it's really small. Just a small snip there and on the other side. And I'm guessing that's the other 16C is probably, yeah, they're all kind of the same. So you just want to be careful that you're not snipping that ridge off here, but that you're just snipping the connector. It's a big problem. Doesn't look like the other pieces, the connections have that issue. Those are pretty large, substantial pieces. Okay, yeah, well 17's got the same thing. Want to make sure you're just snipping the connector. I know, is there a official name for this part, connector? And not the base here, because you could take a big whack out of that and you'll be sorry. It's not getting back on. And in doing these pieces, it's really difficult too, because when you cut them, sometimes the pressure, it like leaves a ridge on the inside, and then when you try to mate these 2 together, you're gonna get a pretty pronounced crease. Like right there looks pretty bad. I wonder, and usually what I do, and see, you're not going to be able to do it here, at least not for the top. The bottom you could, because they've got a glue ridge there. You won't be able to do this very well, but on the bottom you can. I just lay down my sanding stick and just run it across that light pressure just to try to flatten out where those connectors were. It's usually what I do when I've got pieces like this that have to mate together. I don't worry about trimming off the sides, you know, like the outside here. I kind of leave that and I wait until it's been glued together and then I clean that out. I don't know, it's just what I've done. But see, this one, you've got a glue ridge there. Now the other one, the female part, if you will, doesn't have that problem, so we can kind of sand that down a little bit. There. To get that nice and flat. And this one, oh boy, I get a little bit here on the side. So I think there's a little bit of hangover there. A little bit here. Okay, let's see how those mate. Okay, yeah, it looks a little better. Still kind of not the best, but it's pretty pronounced line there. So what we will do, usually in this kind of situation, is I might put a little bit extra glue on the sides in hopes that that would help kind of fill in some of the gaps, get a little extra glue melting, and then when you squeeze it hard, hopefully get a clothespin around this. Yeah. But you get a little extra, kind of like squeeze out. And that might help later on. It's what I do after this is glued up and been a while. I'll come back and I'll sand these down usually. If I know I've got a gap there, I'll sand it and then just put some glue on it. And that usually helps. That usually picks up some of the gap. Because I don't really know too much other ways to fill in a gap like that. That's usually just what I've been doing, and it's worked pretty well. And these are smokestacks. They're going to be black, a little rusty, with some of that blue coloration, maybe the heat. If you really get into painting, so maybe they don't show up all that much. Maybe that gap won't be there. But I know, like I was just painting yesterday, painting some of the stuff I got in that Warhammer Imperium. And you can see, like here, probably see those poke holes. Didn't work quite as well as I thought, but like then here, these worked pretty well. I just sanded it down and put some glue over that. Yeah, those are pretty pronounced. Didn't work as well as I thought. Like here, they came out real well. So maybe this was the last one and I just got better. But they're like two here, two here, two here, and they were pretty nasty. Left pretty big holes. And like around here, did the same kind of thing, just dropped some glue around. And those sealed out really well. So, just some of the tricks that I try to use. Usually that sanding and gluing together works out pretty well. So we got 3 more of these to do. I'll do those off camera and then come back and see how they fit together. And see how that glue trick works. Alright, so I just noticed on the frame, is this the C frame? They've got 2 6s here, 2 7s here, so you want to use a 6 and a 7 and a 6 and a 7 when you put them together. Don't like snip these two out and try to get them glued together. It's not going to happen. and or these two together. This is 6767. So just want to point that out. That has tripped me up before, so I was actually looking to make sure. But these are both 6, both 7. 6 and 7, 6 and 7 mate together. These won't mate, those won't mate. So just FYI. All right, welcome back. Got a couple of these in already. There's a little bit of extra work I put in to try to get these mold lines to hopefully disappear. Ones on the outsides, the mold line's actually going to be like head on, and these are going to be on the side. And I did notice there's difference. Another little surprise. So the one in the back, you'll be able to see there, it's rounded, and the ones on the side are flat. I just really didn't recognize them until now. Well, until I glued the last one in. The side ones are a little, kind of a bit of a trick to get in. But once you get them in there, they come on now. There we go. Yeah, that's right. What I did was I sanded this down, put just a little bit of glue, and then I've gone back in and kind of sanded off the glue a little bit. Just kind of a light touch. And that'll usually hide that mold line. Well, not mold line. I don't know, what is that called? A seam. And the ones down here where it's really ugly, you're not going to see that, luckily, so you don't have to worry much about that. But just give it a quick sand, kind of gets the glue off. And what you should be left with is a pretty well hidden seam. But this I've had pretty good luck with. Unless if there's real big seam, then you might have to get out. I've used different fillers before, and I've hated them all. So I just try to make sure that my seams are already kind of starting off pretty good by paying attention to how you're snipping them off and how you scribe them down to get them looking good. Alright, so yeah, so that one is rounded and that goes here. That fits much better than the other one. Get these glued in and working on this next piece. Went down. There we go, okay. Just gotta get it straight. Because it's like two flat panels coming together. That's really ugly. You're gonna have to make sure to get in there and scribe the panel down, but then you don't want to overscribe it because then you're gonna get gaps, and so it's a bit of a mess. That's what I'm saying. Just hold these for a minute, or 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and just let them glue up. Done with that for now. Set it aside. Because yeah, see these two pieces, I mean, you can see what kind of a gap that's showing you there. So you really have to be careful though, because you've got to get this scribed down and get these two areas scribed down, because this fits in. Oh well, no, okay. So you don't have to worry too much about this at all. But these sides, man, it's not nice. Okay, well that, just snipping them off again. Oh wow, yeah, that really helped. a little quick sand. Oh, that is not bad right there. That's much better. Especially this side. Now the trick is going to be get them to glue flat. It's going to tend to wobble on you because they've only put one piece. It'd be nice if they had another piece. So just going to have to be careful. And whoa, yeah. So I wonder, yeah, if you lay it down, it's not going to really help you get it good because it's a little off. This is too far down, so this panel sits down from level. So you're going to have to hold it. Make sure you got some glue all along that seam. Okay. Not too bad. The other piece kind of has the same problem. There's nothing to hold it up, so it's going to be crooked if you don't put a little bit of pressure on the back. Or at least what I'm holding is the back. So as you lay it down, and just hold it. And then what I'll probably do after it dries well, I'll probably put just a bead of glue down. It's already not really gluing well. Going on the inside. A little extra glue there. And then get these. Take a little extra off there. A little extra off there. And just use the scriber. Clean them up. You're going to go like that. So there's a real nice seam all along there. Just remember light, and you want to try to keep it moving around along with the curve. And always rely on that sanding stick. I really had not used these much until recently, and I am so glad. There it goes. So glad I found the sanding sticks. They've really, really helped. And even though you're not going to see it, you're going to want to sand this down so that it fits in well and gets a good contact. The back you're probably not going to see. And yeah, this is going to be connected to, I think, one of those smokestack things. But you still want to get it sanded down nice and flat, so nothing's sitting up proud of that connection area, because otherwise you're going to have a heck of a time getting it to glue and look good. Oh yeah, this connection area, make sure they get scraped down. So yeah, so that line is totally gone now. Remember, light scribing. Want light scribing across something rounded like this. I think the thing, yeah, I think they go into here somehow. Oh, probably just like that. And glues in there. Around, so guessing this is going to be in there somehow. That. Very nice, very nice. That's looking pretty good. I think I will just put a line of glue down there and then probably do some more sanding. Get that seam hidden as well as you can. So yeah, after these get glued in, I'll probably, let's see, I don't know that I'm going to glue these in until like I'm ready to glue the whole thing in, because it seems like it's going to be fun. You're going to have to hold all these things on at one time to get it to glue. I don't know, well, let's take a look at the good old directions here. Yeah, so we got going on, but yeah, I was wondering like if there's a floor here that we could kind of cheat in. Yeah, so there is a floor piece. It's going to connect. I wonder if like holding it against, it's all glued in. Well, that's not nice and crooked there if I'm not careful. Like if we held this against the back, this panel, yeah, so it looks like that panel's going to be gluing on there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So maybe holding it together while it glues could help figure out like exactly the angle that needs to glue. That might help. Probably what I'll do when I get ready to glue this. And then probably glue this on and then glue these two pieces on. I don't know. Try to make it easy. We'll see. Not quite there yet. So we'll let that glue and I'll do some sanding. Try to get these pieces to mate up a little better. So till then, thanks for watching. Okay. And I hope you may or may not have noticed I got a new camera. So it's pretty exciting. New phone, new camera. Try to get better shot. And I've lost one of these. That's super great. I'm sure it'll pop up at a lot of garbage laying around. So what I discovered as I was actually going through one of the videos is you can actually, this thing fits in there pretty easy, and you can actually get the other side in, fits in the same kind of groove, and you can hold this thing together, and this piece actually is just going to sit right in there. So you can actually kind of get it glued like perfectly. Because you don't want to glue it here and here. You just want to glue. Oh, I didn't clean that off very well at all. Let me do that real quick. That might also be one of my problems, as I've said many times before. You got to make sure that these things are cleaned off, because they won't go together very well. Okay, so that's looking good. It's looking much better now. That might have been some of the problem. So there you go. Should listen to the advice I'm giving, I'm handing out, and ensure that these pieces are scribed down and clean. Ha! What do you know? All right, so yeah, so what I'm trying to do is you can hold on to this and you can push this piece in there and get it glued exactly where it needs to be glued against this part, while it's like being held on by the tracks, and also pop at least one of these in, and that'll help it too. So go ahead. It actually stands up by itself pretty well. Mainly like right here and here. I think pretty much along this edge, maybe might get a little bit of purchase for some glue. Just don't put any glue on the track piece, because we're not ready to glue them in. Just want to glue this piece to the engine exhaust area. Just like that. So yeah, there you go. And you can look down in there and see where it mates. And should be able to, yeah, this is a pretty long brush. Definitely get it down there to make sure we've got some glue along that seam. And then go ahead and put a little glue in there, glue here, and glue that pipe in. And I'll be on the lookout for the other pipe. It's probably laying on the floor here somewhere. And yeah, then we can move on. That should glue real nice now. Move on to the, oh, it's coming apart. Ah, geez. Okay, that's better. Now we just hold on to it and get started on the las guns assemblies. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.